If getting your products into boutiques has been on your list for some time, then this is your sign. The Retail Ready Wholesale Challenge is a 5-day private podcast experience that walks you through exactly how to find the right retailers, write a pitch that gets replies, and follow up like a pro. It's only 20 minutes a day, $25, and by day 3, you'll have real pitches in real retailer inboxes. One wholesale account more than pays for this challenge many times over. Go to retailreadychallenge.com or the link in the show notes to grab your spot. When was the last time you followed up with someone who has already bought from you? I'm not talking about a new lead. I'm not talking about someone who liked your Instagram post, but this is someone who already handed you their money, loved what they got, and then you disappeared. If you're cringing right now, then you're not alone, because most product-based business owners are so focused on finding new customers that they completely overlook the buyers that they already have. And here's the thing, that is one of the most expensive habits in your business. Hi, friends. Welcome to She Sells Differently, the show for aspiring women entrepreneurs looking to overcome the fear of selling and grow thriving businesses from a place of authenticity and confidence. I'm Andee Hart, and it wasn't all that long ago that I was a sales executive for a Fortune 500 company. But I knew in my heart that I was called to use my gifts for something more, something different. That's exactly why I created the She Sells Differently podcast. Each episode is going to deliver you business strategies, tools, and mindset shifts to help set you and your brand apart from our culture's expectations. It's time to elevate your sales and build a profitable, sustainable business you're proud of, one built on integrity, grace, and humility. It's time to learn how to sell differently. Welcome back to She Sells Differently. I'm Andee Hart, and this show exists for one reason, and that is to help you build a product business that sells with strategy, not stress. Today's episode is short and it's to the point, and I want you to hear it because this is one of those things that sounds simple, but has the power to completely shift your revenue. We're talking about your existing buyers, the people who already said yes to you, and why that list is your biggest, most untapped growth opportunity right now. So first, we're going to talk about why new customers get all of our attention and why that's costing us. The reality is we're wired to chase new followers, new traffic, new leads, new buyers. And there's something exciting about a brand new customer discovering your products for the first time. It feels like growth. It feels like momentum. And here's what the data has been telling us for years, and what most small product businesses completely ignore. Selling to an existing customer is anywhere from 5 to 7 times less expensive than acquiring a new one. And existing customers convert at a significantly higher rate because the trust is already there. They already said yes. They already know the quality of your product. So why do we keep pouring all of our energy into strangers? Part of it is mindset. It's following up with someone who already bought from us can feel sometimes awkward, right? Like we're being pushy or desperate. And we tell ourselves if they want more, they'll come back. But they don't come back. And it's not because they didn't love your products. They don't come back because they got busy. Simple as that. Life happened and you weren't in front of them when the moment was right. And that's not a loyalty problem. That's just a simple follow-up problem, and it's 100% fixable. So let's make this really tangible. I want you to think about every person who has purchased from you in the last 12 months. Maybe it was someone at a market or an Etsy customer Shopify order. And I also want you to think about every boutique or wholesale buyer that has made a purchase from you. Every sale that you've made. That list, that is your warm audience. And those are people who already believe in what you make. Now, I want you to ask yourself, how many of them have you reached back out to? And if the answer is not many or none, then I want you to sit with that for just a second, not with guilt or shame, where that's not what we're about, but I want you to sit with that with possibility and get excited, because what that means is that there is revenue in your business that is waiting to be found. And it's not new revenue you have to go create from scratch. It's revenue that's already warm. And here's what reactivating existing buyers can look like in practice. It could be a simple email to past retail buyers checking in and letting them know about a new product collection that you just launched. That can reopen wholesale orders that you thought were dead. It could also be a "we miss you" reach out to your top fair accounts. That can reignite a reorder that brings consistent and predictable revenue to your business. Maybe it's a personal note to your 5 best customers, inviting them to something new, something that can create your most loyal, high value relationships. And none of this requires a big launch. None of this requires a paid ad. It just requires intention, and it requires follow through. Okay, so how do you actually do this without feeling weird or salesy? I know that that's your next question. So here's the framework I want you to use. It's 3 moves, and you can do all of them this week. First, I want you to identify your top 10 customers. I want you to go into your order history, whether you're looking on Faire, Shopify, Etsy, wherever you sell, identify your top 10 buyers from the last 6 to 12 months. These are either your highest value orders or your most frequent buyers. And I want you to write them down. That's your starting point, step 1. Second, I want you to send a human message. This is not a mass email blast to them. This is a personal message. Even if you're sending 10 of them, it can be simple. Something like, "Hey, Susan, I was going through my recent orders and I just wanted to reach out personally. I loved having you as a customer, and I have some exciting new products that I know you're going to love. And I wanted to give you first access." That's it. That's the message. It's personal, specific, and it's low pressure. Now, here's the third move. I want you to give them a reason to act now. This is where you can add a gentle call to action. First access to a new collection. It can be a small loyalty discount, an invitation to something exclusive, whatever makes sense for your business in that season. But give them a reason to respond today, not someday, but today. Here's what I know to be true. The sellers who grow consistently aren't just out here chasing cold traffic and new buyers. They are tending to the relationships that they already have. They're nurturing them. They're showing up for the buyers who already have said yes. And that is what sustainable revenue looks like. So this week, I want you to identify those 10 existing buyers, whether that's retail accounts on Faire or direct customers. Reach out to at least 3 of them with a personal human message, not a newsletter blast, not just a discount blast, but a personal message, and see what happens. I promise you, the response rate on a warm audience will surprise you. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, okay, I want to take this to the next level, I want to build real, repeatable wholesale revenue, I want to tell you about the Faire Accelerator, because this is my program built specifically for product brand owners who are ready to 10x their revenue on Faire in the next 90 days without adding more to your plate. We go deep on strategy, on buyer relationships and retail partnerships, and on how to position your brand so that reorders become the norm, not the exception. And if that sounds like what you need right now, the link is in the show notes. Go check it out, and let's continue to grow your product business together. I want to thank you so much for being here today. If this episode gave you a shift in perspective, if you found it valuable and a strategy that you're taking action on, I would love it if you would share it and also leave me a review. It absolutely is one of the biggest game changers in getting my podcast into more ears. So I want to thank you for being here. Help me out with leaving a review. And as always, refuse ordinary and let's sell differently. And I will see you next Wednesday with a brand new episode. Until then, I'm cheering you on. All right, that's a wrap on today's episode of She Sells Differently. Friends, it would be a huge blessing to me if you would take 2 seconds to rate and subscribe to my podcast. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Until then, I'm cheering you on in your entrepreneurial journey. See you next time.